Hey, what is happening, guys? Happy Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in to another live stream. I was going to say another special live stream, but they're all kind of getting their own special purpose at this point, as opposed to the past where it was just me going live and playing games. So if you are watching this live right now, uh, good to see you. Welcome. What's up? And if you're watching this in the future after I've already gone offline, welcome. Thanks for coming through. And I hope I'm able to provide some valuable information to you as we're discussing this. Um, a lot of this comes from my own anecdotal experience, my own study, and my own learning as a filmmaker and artist and a performer of many different kinds. I mean, technically, I've done dance, backup dance, I've done stunts, I've done all sorts of things, and I've enjoyed them in every capacity so far. Some more than others, but I've definitely found some level of enjoyment in all of them. And uh, in the background, I'm going to be playing some Rainbow Six Vegas because that's the retro game that sort of strikes my mood at the moment. And yeah, so you'll have some gameplay to look at while I multitask and discuss some of these things that are important to me. And I also want to preface this by saying this doesn't just apply to artists or creators. This could apply to business, to athletes, and I'm not going to pretend I'm some expert who's figured all this out. I'm definitely someone who is still trying to find their way, as it were, as a creator, but I don't think that makes it any less valuable necessarily because once you make it to a certain point, then it's a lot easier to stay motivated because you're already getting the regular feedback that you want from your audience or your clients, whoever you're trying to get feedback from. So, in order to maintain that, when you are not in a state of getting everything that you hope for, you have to employ some tools. And some people are naturally going to be more driven and more motivated than others, but I think there is a way to get everyone who is serious on board. And I emphasize serious because there are a lot of people who like the idea of doing something, but then when it comes to actually executing it, they realize, and it's nothing negative towards them. They realize that it's just not what they expected, and uh, they either maturely say, "I'm not interested. I'm going to move on to something else. It was nice while I tried it," which I've actually done, or they go, "Well, no. If I just get into another situation, then it'll finally meet my expectations, and maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it's unlikely." You have to enjoy the process in whatever it is that you do if you plan on sticking with it long term, and if your goals include just whatever short-term gratification you see other people getting as a result, or the end result of other people's hard work which you haven't witnessed. If that's what you want right away, you're going to probably burn out sooner than you think. So with all that aside, we're going to discuss the things that you are interested in. Hey, what's up, Panda? Appreciate the lurk. Thank you so much. A friend called, so I'm on the phone. No worries. Cue the Mike O'Hearn meme. Hang on, I need to get up a visual very quickly. I can't play the music unfortunately because it's copyright, but we can at least admire his majesty while we're getting started here. I mean, look at this. How can you beat this? 1 week. This is what you were talking about too, Will. 1 week after subscribing to Arnold's daily email. Arnold gets on the Mike O'Hearn meme. Oh, this is the video I saw on Arnold's Instagram. That's awesome. I still need to sub. What you were talking about sounds really interesting, Will. Another thing I need to look into is Atomic Habits because I've taken a couple pointers from that book that I found to be good perspective shifts. So cashier, the receipt is in the bag. You too. Bro, you've had way too much to drink. You can't drive. My car keys. That was the very first one I ever saw. I remember late night just swiping through TikTok, and you get this slow pan up to this super buff dude, and it just says, my car keys. And he's like leaning over, looking seductively towards the camera. It's pretty great. That's the meme that made me sign up. Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, Arnold knows what he's doing, or at least his social media team knows what they're doing. That's awesome. Okay, let me get our 6 ready so we can run it while I play. All right, so one of the first things I think is important to cover is what it is we're actually no, it doesn't necessarily matter what it is we're doing. Like you can employ this with all sorts of things. So I'm just gonna jump right into the important aspects. Okay. So set a regular schedule for creating and stick to it every day, even if you don't feel inspired. Consistency builds momentum. Okay, so that's a good point to start off with. And it's something that I'm still struggling with, but it has been aided by consistency in other avenues of my life. So let me clarify what I mean by that. So exactly 48 days ago, I started going to bed every night at 9:30 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. Okay? All of my focus was on just doing that. Had nothing to do with filmmaking or streaming or realizing that this box is here where I can change my equipment, and I've never noticed that before. It's kind of insane. Let me do that right now. It was a simple but challenging goal, okay? And I realized that the best way to stay consistent in that particular avenue was to have a solid morning and evening routine. Because it didn't require me to have to think about all the steps that I was doing or to feel motivated doing every step. Are they actually going to engage him, or are they just going to say that? Oh, I guess they are. Is that a nade? Oh, whatever. So the less you have to think about a habit or routine that you're doing, the easier it's going to be to do it consistently. That's what I found. And that's not to say it's perfect. For example, today, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I felt really tired, like just exhausted. So I stuck with it insofar as I went to the living room, I laid down on the couch and took a little bit of a nap. Okay? It moved every part of my schedule forward in a way I don't necessarily like. I prefer to get everything done early, but some days are just going to be like that. And one of the great ways of not getting discouraged was remembering that scenario where I have an off day while mostly maintaining my 5 a.m. routine is far preferable to the time before when I was waking up late and feeling awful all the time. And then the days where I felt really good were few and far between. So I think looking back at the progress you've made and making that distinction is very important. And it's easy to miss too, because change typically happens at such a slow pace that people don't even notice that they've changed. In fact, that's one of the reasons why writing down in diaries or journals is so prevalent, because it gives you a written record of how you thought at a different time. And you'll find more often than not, once you refer back to it, you're a different person in the present than who you were when you wrote it. So That's one of the major things is making sure that you're consistent with the routine aspect. Okay. So how can we apply that to our interests or our work? Okay, let's say you're a filmmaker like me. And my goal at the beginning of making a film is to write the script or come up with an idea for the story, because writing the script is actually a little bit later in the pre-production process. There's some things that need to happen before you actually get to writing. So let's say you're just trying to come up with an idea. You're trying to develop a log line, a theme, a message, something that's important to you that you want to share with people. The best way to do that is to spend a little bit of time every day. It doesn't take a long time. Just a few minutes even, maybe a few minutes to an hour of just clarifying what the idea is you want to talk about, that you want to create. So for me, the topic I want to cover is mental health. I want to take the struggles that normal people deal with in day-to-day life with their mental health that is kind of swept under the rug by and large, because people, there's still a large stigma, in my opinion, against people struggling with their mental health issues. I want to take those facets that I've dealt with, and I'm sure other people have dealt with, and personify them in a way that is recognizable to other people, i.e., action scenes or conversations. More specifically, the action scenes, because one, I love action, especially in choreographed fighting, sword fighting, things like that. And make it exciting and entertaining whilst also driving home the point that this is serving a greater purpose. So that's the goal I'm going for there. I'm surprised this guy actually, he didn't drop either of my teammates, and he's still alive. Is he gonna stick his head up? Can we get this over with? I have 2 frags. Let's see if we can check one up there. Oh, it looked like that landed perfectly. I think that got him. Okay, moving on. So instead of jumping straight into writing the script, I spend a little bit of time developing the idea that the script is going to serve in the long run. Because far too often, people have an idea of a scene that they want to create, and they just start writing, which that's fine, but you're going to learn the hard way later on in the process that you might be going on a wild goose chase. Like you have no idea of where the story is actually supposed to go. And there's a very simple way to fix that, and that's just by breaking down what the central goal is, that everything surrounding the story is meant to serve. Hey, what's up, Alex? How you doing? How's your Wednesday? Okay, I'm here. So no, don't apologize, Panda. You gotta call. Could you imagine if Conan O'Brien was doing a show like imagine watching late night, the late night show, and he says, "Yo, dude, are you watching right now? Yo, are you guys watching right now? You guys, I'm live. Are you watching right now? I'm here for you. Why aren't you watching me?" I now regret going on that rant, because that clip is going to be taken out of context 100%. I can already see the headline on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X. Streamer is mad that viewers are ungrateful. All 3 of them. I already know how that's going to go. I'm not watching right now. Well, you know what? Get out of here. Okay, this is a real thing. Did you guys know that there were streamers? You can find this in compilation videos. It's something along the lines of streamers who ended their career in 30 seconds or in 1 sentence. And it's one of them I remember it's a female streamer, and someone donates $5 on stream. And she says, "Really? $5? That's it? Like you really expect me to do anything with $5. She was being completely serious. Like, she was genuinely disappointed that this person only donated $5. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's insane. That's super entitled. She called him poor. Yeah, basically. Whoop. Did not mean to. Oh. Well, that worked out better than I anticipated. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into that. Oh, oh, oh. So I would say before you even get started on your project, make sure that your daily habits are up to snuff. Wow, he's a great shot, man. Dude's rocking the sheriff. Just 2 taps, flicks 180 degrees. That's crazy. Okay, you know what? No risks taken this time. We're gonna send our boys in first. Have them breach and charge. Or, sorry. Whoa, whoa! This is very dangerous. Let's have them.
Pair up and check it out.
Flash and clear.
Flash and clear. Shit, I'm running low on ammo.
Bro, he flashes, and neither of them are flashed. This game's starting to show its age.
Feeling better?
Much better. Thank you.
So let's say it takes you a week to flesh out your theme, your central story element. Okay? So what you want to do for every day of that week is carve out a certain amount of time, maybe 30 minutes, where you just work on that. Preferably at the same time every day. Because what this does... This dude just said the same thing twice. What the heck's going on?
We're better off here. But Chris, fuck Chris.
Chris ain't here.
He's too scared to do himself. We're staying right here. All right, man. But if he asks, send him to me. I'll straighten him out.
God, you gotta love this non-union dialogue. It's amazing. So just kicking boxes over here.
Taking fire.
That? Yeah, it was.
Where's that audio coming from? Dang it, dude. Okay, so back to the point I was supposed to be making is if you can do it at the same time every day, this helps you avoid the horrible experience known as procrastination. Because believe it or not, procrastination is not a character trait. It's a habit. Okay? That's reinforced by fear. And there were 2 other elements. I forgot what they were that were the foundation for procrastination that you could combat. Okay, we're gonna frag this time. And one of the best ways to overcome it is to just start doing a small part of the task that you give yourself every day, whether that just be the writing, whether that be making one phone call or starting the storyboarding process, whatever it may be. Just that aspect while not worrying about everything else. And I know I'm talking a little bit, I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but I just want to drive the point home that if you want to get over procrastination, it means making the goal of the day so small that it is completely manageable and fear is not a factor that's preventing you from starting.
You know where they are? No.
Is this door open? Oh, it is.
I can smell their sweat. Good enough for me.
Ugh.
I'm ready for them.
You can smell our sweat. Oh, I've never heard that voice line before. How was your day, kiddo? My day was pretty good. It was a late start today. I woke up early, but I went to the couch and took a little nap because my sleep wasn't that great. But I still managed to get out. I got a 3 sets of 8 pull-ups in. I got a jog. I got some sunlight. and got cleaned up. Did everything I needed to for the most part. Obviously, you have less hours when you don't do everything right away. I didn't do my morning work like I'm normally supposed to, but that's okay because I have to give myself props for completing the rough draft of episode 2. There's a couple elements that are still missing, but it's already been sent out to people for review, which makes me feel a little bit better about it. My goal was originally the 12th. We're 3 days early. So as long as I can really solidify the beginning, middle, and end of episode 2, then I think we're on track. And that gives us all of next month to do pre-production, such as getting the makeup and costumes on board, getting the cast and crew up to snuff, and prepping the choreography and the dialogue and all of that. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. How was your day, Panda? Is there someone else here? Oh, I guess I'll just let him do the work then. Was going to go to the office, but everyone is WFH today, so I'll stay and watch the stream. Oh, working from home. I was like, had to think about that for a second. Dude, that's awesome. I swear, there are times where I wish I always worked from home, but then I think about the last 2 weeks that I haven't been teaching or I haven't been doing summer camp, and man, I really need to be around people. Like, I'm too much of a... I'm not a social person, like I'm definitely an introvert, but I like being around other human beings in a physical setting. You know? And it's part of the reason probably why I like streaming so much is because there's someone here. What the heck? Where did that guy go? How did he walk all the way over here without shooting? I would have been a goner. Where are these other guys? Here, let's post them up at the corner here. Since this is a narrow walkway to get down. Hey, what's up, Carmen? How are you doing? Kind of all over the place, but got a lot of phone calls done today. Well, give yourself props for getting those phone calls done. What's the next step for candles, Panda? Bro, big win, rough draft being done is huge. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been kind of hanging over my head. That video that I posted, the No 0 Days one, made a big difference. It was part of the inspiration for what I wanted to talk about on the live stream today. Oh my god, they're going to say the same line of dialogue. I don't know if that was coming from this room over here or behind the counter. Uh-oh, I put my guys in a bad spot. I don't know if there was one or two. Let's just hope there was one. I finished Mega Man Battle Network 3 yesterday. Oh, nice, dude. Oh. Okay, I've never heard them scream like that before. That was pretty terrifying. I miss working from home. Yeah, I think you and most people prefer working from home. I do sometimes. Look, here's what I don't like. I don't like driving long distances to get to places every day. You know, the expense on gas is not fun to deal with. But I do like being there. I love working with the kids in person. Just because, you know, I understand most people at their jobs are like, oh, my coworkers are so annoying to deal with. They're just a pain. I don't want to talk to them. I'm going to have to see so-and-so again today, who's always distracting me from doing my work and getting on my nerves. I completely understand that.
Back on me.
And that makes me very happy that I don't have to deal with it so much because, for one, the teachers I work with, who I don't really talk to outside of work that often, I enjoy their company, and the kids, for the most part, are really, really cool. They're really awesome. And the ones who aren't, well, you know, you just go in with the expectation that not every kid is going to be like well behaved. You know, that's part of the reason you're there, is to help discipline them and give them the interaction they need to be a better person. That's how I approach it. So I don't take it personally. Well, not always. Depends which kids it is. You know, if I've had a student for a really long time, then you start to, like, you might start to take things a little more personally because you feel like you've built rapport. But when it's a completely new student, you know, you got to roll with the punches. Okay, I think I can set up my guys in this room. We'll put them to infiltrate.
Go, go, go.
Post them up right here, and then switch them back to assault once I'm in position outside to make a push on the opponents. Next Tuesday will be Baldur's Gate 3. Ah, okay, okay. Awesome. We're moving on up. You know what? Maybe next stream. Hey Siri. Remind me to schedule Mass Effect for the next stream. Perfect. Yeah, Carmen, I hate the traffic too. That's the most annoying part, in my opinion. Okay, let's see what happens if I switch.
You are weapons free.
Weapons free.
Okay, so they should have clear line of sight on that guy.
He's priority 1.
Confirmed.
And they're not shooting. That's awesome. What if I do this?
Return fire only.
Return fire only.
Go.
I post them up there, and then I go to the window, and I take shots from here. Because maybe they're not smart enough to shoot through it. Pending response from supplier on cost estimation for shipping since their minimum purchase quantity is 500. Are there other suppliers you could reach out to, Panda, in case this one doesn't work out? Might have to order several more samples so I can properly test for the proper wick and wick sizes. I would say the time waste of commute is not fun. Yes, I mean, you can make it enjoyable by listening to podcasts or listening to music, but it's still... You're still spending the gas. It's still, I mean, people forget this, but driving is risky, you know? It's more dangerous than flying. Okay, let's switch them.
Weapons free.
Assault. Right.
Wow, they're still not shooting. Ah!
He's dead! Who's
Fuck
with
off,
me? On your go. Quit bitching!
Okay, my guys are getting shot, but they're not shooting back. You gotta love 2006. I need to test the vessel tolerance to heat, but they are stunning, and I'm so happy with them. I know, they looked really pretty from the pictures you sent me. They looked just as good as the reference photo originally, so I think that's really exciting. You're already going to have a really high quality product to show people. Hole in one. Okay, I think I can start heading downstairs. I'm just gonna have them follow me in.
On me.
They can cover me as I go. I don't know where these other guys are.
Following.
Alex, remind me what you did when you were working with kids. Is Sunday the zombie stream? Yes, I believe so. In fact, since you're here, Carmen, is there any specific challenge or things you want to do for the Left 4 Dead stream, since that is the goal on Sunday?
This is military grade hardware. Sir, this is a target.
Could have sworn I heard one more
Terrorists
guy.
are using this as a tactical ground station.
Oh, I guess not.
Looking at a high gain antenna, multi-band communication suite, and tactical internet. And it has
Hack
a
the van.
Faraday cage, shielding against EMP.
Hustle.
Joanna, opening a socket for you. Ready when you are.
Okay, I think I can stand right here and I'll be fine.
Logan, we need time to decrypt this.
There are several 5-star reviews from other candle makers, so I'm hoping I can build a good rapport with the supplier. Oh, okay, I see. I need to install Left 4 Dead then, huh? Yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty... It's a pretty small game file, like a small download. And then I'm down for the count. Just like that. That's crazy. How does that even work, man? Okay. So, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, okay. This is really important, and it helps solidify the like it helps put a fire under you, and this works better for some people than others, but I specifically am someone who needs this, and that's the deadline factor. So like I mentioned a few minutes ago, having the deadline of August 12th to complete the rough draft really made me think, okay, like I need to have this done in a certain amount of time. You know, when you have an idea and you just say, well, I'll go with it at my leisure, like I'll get it done at my pace, it may never get done. It just won't happen. So I found that as soon as you give it a concrete date, it becomes real, if that makes sense, you know, as opposed to just in the future. One of the worst things people say is, someday I would like to do this. One day I'd like to do that. Hopefully one day I'll be able to achieve or accomplish this. And I always like to follow that up with, okay, when? When do you want to do that? Do you want to do that in a year? Do you want to do that in 6 months? When would be a feasible amount of time to get that done? And there are, you know, there's examples out there of everyone's accomplishment and how quickly you can make it happen. So it's not like we're taking a shot in the dark here. And obviously, some things take longer for people than others. You know, you have presidents who got started in their 70s and some who got started in their 50s. So there's no judgment as to when you do the thing, but it is important that if you want it to actually happen, you should have a concrete idea of what that will look like. So one of the things Quinn always does with me, Quinn, our director, will say, okay, great. We have the script ready to go. We have the ideas set. How soon do you want to shoot? And I'll say, let's shoot. Can we shoot next month? And Quinn will say, next month is a little soon. We need to, maybe I'll put, I don't know, it just seems so dangerous. Yeah, I'm going to post up at the truck.
Logan, we need time to decrypt this.
Quinn will say, yeah, that may not be enough time because we need more time for shipping, or we may need more time for actors availability or crew availability. And it's going to change. Like, you don't have to be absolutely married to the deadline. Like, oh, if it doesn't happen by this day, we failed. It's like, no, that's, when I worked in Brazil on that feature film, our dates changed constantly. It was such a normal thing. And things would shift last minute. And I've heard this corroborated on other productions at the highest level, that, you know, someone ended up not being available, whether they were talent or like a crucial part of the crew. And so they had to... That was horrifying. I've never heard that. It's the point I'm trying to get to is, have an idea of where you want it to be, and then if it changes, that's fine. But it needs to change to another concrete date. It can't change to, oh, actually, well, I don't know now. You know, we originally planned to do it here, but I don't know anymore. You set another deadline, because that will keep you accountable. And that actually segues into another really important point that I wanted to make. Oh, did we actually? We got everyone.
Go, go, go.
Okay, so we just need to take it out and we're done. Sweet. The most valuable thing that a lot of people unfortunately don't have access to is an accountability buddy. Okay? So meeting with people who are on the same wavelength, who are just as hungry to get things done at a certain level of quality and within a certain amount of time, is that's really hard to find. And my heart goes out to all the YouTubers, all the filmmakers, all the artists who are out there who are doing it lone wolf, who have no one else who's interested. And also having to navigate the realm of, they know people who are vaguely interested and they aren't actually serious about it. Like, this was one of the challenges I had in my last relationship, was I was an artist, she was an artist, so I made the incorrect assumption that we were both passionate about our respective things. Like, for her it was fashion, for me it was film. But for her it was more of a hobby. And for me, it was always, I want this to be my career. I want to act. I want to create cool things. I want to make music videos and things like that. And that led to tension in the relationship. Now, obviously, in that circumstance, it's a lot more intense and there's more stakes because you guys are together. But the same can happen with friends. You might start a connection with someone because you each have an idea of the other's goals or aspirations. But if those don't fall in line, then the problem may arise where one person is always trying to do the work and the other person is like, yeah, that sounds cool and all, but I'd rather just hang out and chill. Which is fine once in a while, but if it's all the time, it's like it's not serving any purpose. And it goes to that famous old quote that who you are, you're the sum of the 3 to 5 people you hang around with. So I think those are important things to consider. We playing Left 4 Dead 1 or 2? I would say Left 4 Dead 1, right? If we're starting from the beginning. I don't know if Carmen's still here, but yes, Left 4 Dead 1. Can we just say, well, we'll ask in the group chat. We'll check in the group chat. As for my old job, it was doing after-school STEM-related lessons for elementary school kids. How did you have any issues with any of the kids, Alex? Like, how did you handle disrespectful kids or ones who gave you a hard time, or kids who may have been like they might have enjoyed the subject matter, but they didn't feel comfortable like being vocal or answering questions or things like that? I'm curious if you had methods of handling that, because I'm always trying to learn from other teachers what they do and how they do it. I'm weird with how I do my video stuff. Like the review video was done in about a week or less, I think. Yeah, I mean that's typically how long it takes me to do a video. If I'm trying to do it on a time crunch, or I should say that's how long it would take me to do a video before. I would have the footage from a live stream, or I would record something off the cuff in a day, and then I would spend the next 3 or 4 days doing post-production, adding music, cutting down the footage, making sure the edit looked as nice as possible, and then I would spend the last, sometimes 5 to 10 minutes making the thumbnail and title. That was the biggest mistake that I was making out of everything. Let's see, where the heck are we? Let's go inside. They're already following me, so we'll just go in here. But I don't know how people do it with daily vlogs. Like they release a video every single day. I know back when Logan Paul was getting started, his editor would get the footage the night before, and then he would edit until the next morning. And they were serious. Those two were serious. That's part of the reason people like Mr. Beast got really successful, because the people he was working with when he was starting out as a YouTuber were really serious. Like they would get on a Skype call and they would discuss things about thumbnails. Like they would get on a call every day for like a year, for several hours a day, because they were just hardcore. And I have a lot of respect for that. And it's way easier to stay motivated when people are holding you to that. And I'll give you a completely unrelated experience that also confirms this. So when I would practice parkour on my own, I would make progressions here and there, but it was never to the degree as... There's no way I missed every shot while blind firing.
Help him up.
Well, I guess I did. Oh my god, that scared me. Woo! I would make progression on my own while I was training parkour. And then as soon as I started training with other people, you could feel the energy shift completely. Like there was more pressure to do the moves. And I don't mean that in a negative way, like peer pressure. Like they would hype me up, or they would encourage me, and I would push myself, and I would see them do moves, and it would give me an idea for a move I wanted to try. And it was so much more motivating than going out and trying to train on my own. It's the same reason why people really thrive on sports teams, because on the team, you're surrounded by other guys who are serious about what they're doing. well, every team is different. Sometimes you get stuck in the wrong crowd where they aren't serious about it. But when they are, it's, man, you can't replace it. You almost can't teach it. When I was running the Halo squad last year, dude, those guys were just such good energy. Like they wanted to be there. And you can't artificially create that. You have to have the right group of people. Same applies to being on set, all sorts of things.
Yeah, but nobody knows what the fuck is happening. Nobody ever does. Still, keep listening.
First draft of the script I did in like 4 hours, I think. Yeah, 4 hours sounds about right. 4 hours is a great amount of time to put into a script.
Don't worry though.
I don't think you should be spending a week making a script. I think the way you did it and how your video came out was really great, especially at the stage you're at with your channel. For your size, there are a lot of YouTubers who are not putting in that amount of effort. So if you were able to do that consistently, I can almost guarantee that your channel would grow to a great size, because you already have a certain baseline bar of quality you're trying to achieve, and you'll inevitably learn more things just from the practice of doing it.
Say to him.
All right, that was almost perfect. I didn't even notice that guy was off to the right. I should have tagged him first.
Thank you. I can't do that. In position.
Your relationship is La La Land Part 2. Oh, I never even thought of it like that. Well, with La La Land, though, they were both serious, weren't they? Maybe I don't remember. Dude, they keep talking about this Chris guy. Like, everyone here doesn't like Chris in this organization. Like, what's going on?
Regroup.
On it.
If he asks, send him to me.
Prepare for entry.
Stacking up.
Just have him post up here.
In position.
I thought they were both serious in La La Land. The problem here was that my mentality was always, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to, even if I don't have a solution now, I'm going to find it. And I was making excuses as to why I could get something done. She would always make excuses as to why something wouldn't work. And that really bothered me. Because that's a mindset thing, right? That has nothing to do with the actual difficulty of the challenge. That's purely
Much better. Thank you.
like you could be rich. You could have a dad who is a famous director. You could have everything set in front of you and still fail because you're going, well, if only I had this. If only I was in this situation, then I'd be able to make it. It's like, dude, you look at what's in front of you. You totally could. Now, I'm not saying she was definitely not in that situation. It was way harder than that. But that's just that's kind of a flaw of my personality, is I'm always trying to push people to be their best selves, and sometimes it's too much. It's too much. Like, I'm just applying too much pressure, which is why I like to do it through YouTube, because then it's appropriate. It's not so annoying. Okay, let's just. Can you get out of my way, please? I have him post up down here. Yeah, I went out for a run this morning, Carmen, and it was raining. It was sprinkling outside. I just told you guys to go down here. Why are you going back up? This is the most awkward entry point ever. Walking downstairs into gunfire is a nightmare scenario. I don't have any smokes.
Take care of him.
I think we're clear.
He is dying. Do something. That dressing should
Yeah, you're the one doing it right now.
threat eliminated.
Oh, you got another kill.
Tango neutralized.
That's so weird how they just stay posted up without firing back. It makes it kind of creepy, like it's a jump scare almost. As for the kids, I generally didn't have many kids being too rowdy, but generally, if there was issues in terms of disrespect, just had to get them to understand that what they're losing is their own experience and their parents' money. Not as bluntly, though. Yeah, yeah, some of them are like disconnected, you know? They're being forced to be there. They don't want to learn. They don't want to take the class. And so they don't necessarily care that they're wasting their parents' money. But I've heard that used a lot too. And sometimes it does work. So maybe I should think about that next time. You know, that is a good point. Okay, this is the sound lounge. I think we have 2 points of entry here. I'm going to have our guys set up on this side. I'm going to go over here, switch to the SMG, and push in. I forgot we have the MP5, so this is going to be a little bit easier of a push, actually. There's 2 bathrooms. I don't think the other bathroom actually leads to anything.
For now, stay frosty.
We tag these guys for our team.
Him, priority 1.
With pleasure.
There's got to be more. Oh, okay, they're all on the left side.
Breach and clear.
Placing charge.
Oh, actually. They actually cleared the area out pretty well. Not bad. The script was done in one go. I think I was cataloging the journey in the group chat. I think I found that I oftentimes feel better when I share my progress with other people. The little victories, the little goals, those always feel good to me. One of the biggest motivating factors while I was auditioning for about 2 years was I was taught that I should celebrate
On me.
every time I got a callback to audition. Okay? Actually, not even that. Well, okay, I should reword that properly. Every time you get an audition and every time you get a callback, because how it works is you go online, you submit for a bunch of roles that you might be right for, and 9 times out of 10, you'll either hear from none of them or you'll hear from 1 or 2. And because hearing back is so rare, you have to be excited every time you hear back. There's no guarantee you're going to get the role. In fact, you're probably still not going to get the role, but at least they thought you might play that part. Every once in a while, I'll get an email in my inbox saying that, like, I haven't submitted in a year or so, like 2 years, but I'll still get messages once in a while saying, hey, we saw your profile. We're interested in having you come in for an audition. And I haven't been in the, headspace to audition. And some of the roles I'm not really interested in. But just getting those, I think of as, yes, I did something right. My profile looked good. That was a victory in my eyes. And that is a good way to keep going and keep seeing the wins instead of always focusing on, well, dude, I haven't worked in 6 months. It's like, you're probably not going to because you're competing with so many people.
Open and clear.
On it. Contact taker. Under heavy fire.
And having other people to celebrate those victories with is huge. Makes a big difference. Do I have a flashbang? Oh crap, I just took out my team.
I need help with you.
That guy blinded me. I pushed the wrong key and naded myself. That is the highest IQ terrorist play I've ever seen. My brother's dog was crying and running in circles because he didn't want to get wet, and Winston was attacking the raindrops. Oh, good. Yeah, you fight those raindrops, Winston. They're gonna stop. Just stay at them. Stay at them. They'll give up eventually. I'm gonna be lurking, setting up my stream. Oh, thanks, Carmen. Appreciate it.
Keep your eyes open.
In formation.
Good luck with your setup. If you're still in chat, what game are you streaming? Fortnite? Overwatch?
Stack up.
Okay, let's get through this section again.
In position.
Okay. Eliminate distractions and create a focused space. Oh, that's a tough one. Fortnite, I need to finish that pass. Ah, I got you. Good luck. I'll be tuning in once I'm done here.
Find anything? No, and stop asking me, man. Just doing my job, asshole.
Dude, these guys really don't like each other. It's hilarious.
Open and clear.
Sir. Engaging tangle. Hostile pacified. Flashbang. Head down.
Where does this lead to? Bro just stood there and let it happen. Oh! I just stood there and let it happen. So I think one of the tricky parts about being a content creator, especially if you're involved in gaming, is trying to draw the distinction between work and play. Because obviously you love video games and you play them when you're not streaming. But streaming is and should be a separate mindset, right? You have to think of it as, unless you're doing it as a hobby, which then you do whatever you want. But if you're trying to build a stream, you kind of have to think about it as a job. And what do you do in a job? Well, you have to treat it as a business, which involves marketing and it involves creating content that's meant to serve a certain purpose. And, you know, not releasing random things like I do all the time. So, but then again, part of it also involves experimentation. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself for that. I think I'm pretty good about trying a variety of different things that I like in order to see what serves people the most. Oh, my guy's blind. Is that another flashbang? Yeah, it is. Dang, we're having a hard time with this section all of a sudden. Oh, and I got rotated on. Carmen was enjoying my reading yesterday on stream. Nice. That's awesome. Alex, you have really good narration skills. You got to keep that up. Are you familiar with Corpse Husband, Alex? He's a streamer who got really popular from reading horror stories. And he has this like really deep, gruff voice. Like insanely deep voice. He's never shown his face either. So you guys kind of have that in common. I could totally see you doing some narration content. Oh! No. Oh, where are they coming from? Oh, we got him. I hate that you can't see when you get shot.
Owed me money. Me too. That's some cold shit, Coyote.
What? What is he talking about?
Got it, boss.
Oh,
Patch him up.
oh my god. Brewing the perfect cup of coffee is better than anything. Man, maybe I just haven't had the right coffee because I've never been a fan. I'm like a Starbucks mocha frappuccino type of guy. You know, that doesn't even qualify as coffee. That's just ice cream at that point, you know? You guys ever had a mocha frappuccino? Or like just one of the most basic drinks at Starbucks? That's just sugar. You're basically drinking a Monster, like a Monster energy drink, but it's chocolate flavored. Actually, probably less caffeine though. Monsters have a ton of stuff in them. Stuff that's not good for you. Is this the only entrance here? That other side is completely blocked off, I swear. Okay, I'm going to explore it just to make sure. But we're probably all going to be posted up on this side. I'm going to hire Alex to read to me before bed. Dude, Alex, start your Patreon. Start doing one-on-one calls where you read things to people. Lullabies, bedtime stories, nursery rhymes. I can see it. I can see the dollar signs. I can see it all rolling in. Come on, you got this, man. Oh, no, I didn't mean to throw a grenade. Wrong key again. Okay, I guess I can't shoot through this door. So we only have one way on the site. We don't have any boxes. I can't refill on gear. So we're gonna have to think this through before we enter. It's because Book Talk found him and blew him up. Wait, I thought he blew up before TikTok. He was popular like, I can't say 2 years ago because TikTok was around 2 years ago. Wasn't he popular in like 2018? Haven't heard of him, but I enjoy RPGs for the amount of fun I can have reading too. I think that's one of the things that makes Markiplier a really strong streamer is he does well reading in the RPGs. Like he makes it entertaining. Okay, so we've got a ton of dudes. We've got 2 on the left. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to throw a flashbang off to the left. I'm going to have these guys breach and clear and focus on these dudes in front of us. And that's how we'll do it. I'm debating if I want to switch doors with them so that I'm protected from this side, but I actually kind of want to have an angle in case they goof. Yeah, I'm going to try staying on the right side. So, oh, whoops. Let's give them targets.
Take him out first.
With pleasure,
He's priority 2.
sir.
Okay. Breaching clear. Wait, let me switch to my... Oh, I have smokes. Okay, well, this changes things. I could potentially use my frag.
Breach and clear.
Placing charge.
Bro, there's no way. There's no way. You got right in my way. That did not work out at all. Is that clear? Oh, I think it is clear. If it's not, we got smoke, so we can cover our revive.
Feeling better?
I'm up. He's hurt.
You're
Save
good.
him.
I need better voice acting skills, though. Have you ever considered taking a voice acting class, Alex? Just for fun. I'd be willing to do one with you. In fact, maybe that could be a content creation idea in and of itself. People said I was a great voice actor, so I studied voice acting. Nice rough draft title. Okay, I know more guys are going to be entering. You can tell by the little red splinter cell lights on their helmets. Remember in the old days when all the bad guys had Spec Ops gear?
Engaging Tango. Ah, shot.
He's dead. What do we do? Grow a pair of balls. You can tell these guys' strategizing skills are on point. Oh, we actually cleared it. Sugar with ice. Yeah, that's an apt description. I've never been much of a coffee drinker, but I would say the only thing I really go for is the sugar with ice. No way. What is my team doing? Do we have to restart all of that? Oh. Okay.
On your 6.
Yeah, but when Book Talk found him, he blew up. Oh, I see. Well, Alex, one reason for you to get on TikTok. Marky Moo. Dude, I'm struggling with the labels. This vessel is so damn pretty. I don't want to have to slap a label on it, but I have to legally. Panda, just put the labels on. Come on. You can't get emotionally attached to the merchandise. You're not going to be able to keep it anyway. It's going to go out to the customers.
Find anything? No, and stop asking.
Do it.
Man. Just doing
Do
my
it now.
job, asshole.
Prepare for entry.
Stacking up. In position.
All right, let's do this right.
Priority 1.
We tag that guy. There's one at the end. I can't see him. Is that him right there?
Take him out
Oh.
second.
Okay.
Confirmed.
It's frag.
Frag and clear.
Frag and clear. Contact Tango. Running all grenades.
I love how all that frag accomplished was damaging me.
Guns down. Watch it, mate. G-hook. Aim.
Is there a guy with... Oh. Just making sure there's no one else.
Feeling better?
Thank you.
Alex, just move to LA. Come on, it's not like we're all being replaced by AI. You have a chance to break into the industry before it all goes completely downhill. Let's do it. It'll be worth it. Just spend $2,000 a month on an apartment. I guarantee you it will pay off. 100%. Once you move to LA, your chances of becoming an actor skyrocket 150%. So all the people that are struggling, they're just not trying hard enough, okay? If you move over here, it's over, dude. You basically have a guaranteed career.
Hear that? No.
God, man, if only it were that easy.
Breach and clear.
Placing charge. Neutralized. Neutralized. Flashbang.
Dude, it's so hit or miss. Stand up. You're dead.
Get over here.
Okay, so we're gonna have them entering from the left and the right. So I suppose the most sensible position would be to put my guys right here, and I stand right here.
Engaging Tango. Contact Tango.
Actually, I've never noticed those stairs over there.
Engaging Tango. Very nice kill.
There's one more. Low ammo? I have 10 bullets. Okay. Let's check out these stairs. Probably doesn't lead to anything good. Yeah, it's just a higher area. Okay. For real, guys. If we ever get a trip to Vegas, go on a trip to Vegas, we need to find a place that looks like this. Rooftop, outdoor, like restaurant area. This to me looks really nice. Outdoor eating area with little pools and couches. Oh, this is the life right here.
Regroup on me.
Do y'all remember when you could afford things? You know, back when the idea of having a little bit of luxury living wasn't the end of the world, and now
Break out the rope.
we're being told that aliens exist, and our first thought is, okay, cool, but am I gonna have to pay rent next month? Like, what happened?
Timing down.
How did we get here? Also, why is my teammate not rappelling down? This is really not that complicated. Oh, okay. It's the checkpoint. Pull up those bootstraps. Yeah, you hear Panda. It's easy.
You're not gonna believe this. There's a news chopper breaking the no-fly zone. It's hovering outside the tower and broadcasting
Until
live on
a
WNA.
deep fake voice replaces me. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Alex, you have so much content online at this point that it would be relatively easy. In fact, maybe I'll make a video about that. I went live on this stream and said you should be a voice actor, and then you said, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And I said, bet, I'll do it for you. And I go onto your content, just sample it, and then start making voices out of it.
Dr. Williams.
Done deal. Nothing but profit. I'm going to be able to afford to go to this Las Vegas rooftop restaurant after I deepfake your voice, Alex. Just you wait.
You awake? I'm awake. Good.
Prepare for entry.
Stacking up.
Now, get back to the roof.
I was thinking maybe we ought to cut
Been loving Final Fantasy
safety off.
Get 5 feet.
14.
You know where they are?
What do you like about it, Will? What's your favorite part? I've never played a Final Fantasy game in my life. It's never stuck out to me as the type of game I'd want to play. What's your guys' favorite RPG?
Don't talk.
I would say for me, it would still probably be Oblivion. But that's just because I haven't, played anything new since.
Roger that.
Clear.
We've got 2 entrances to this room. Let's scan this out real quick. See what we're...
In place?
Whoa.
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
Target
they're getting
him.
itchy.
Priority 1.
I don't know.
Roger that.
Itchy? Pissed off. They want to do something. All
There's
this
no
running
point
around,
in tagging
going to
these
do
close
something.
guys because they're going to get
They
dropped
do,
by
and then off their balls.
the breaching
Lena's
charge.
got other shit to worry about. She should let us
So I'm going to have my teammates push that
Everyone in
first.
place?
I have 3 kids. When have I been able to afford anything? Panda, don't you... I was trying to think of something clever and I came up short. I'll take the L on that one. I couldn't think of anything clever in that regard. Oh, here we go. I can tag the second guy
Target him.
from
Priority.
this angle.
Out there. Just keep
This will be
watch.
perfect.
No, seriously.
Breach
You
and
think
clear.
that they're watching us right now?
Pin them down!
That guy was not tuned into what was going on. All his teammates just dropped, and he was still staring at the glass. I swear to God, I've played with people like that in real life. It's kind of crazy. Gonna have to charge royalties? You should. That's gonna be the only way to make it to the Vegas rooftop. Okay? You start charging royalties, and then we gotta pay for Panda and all the kids to come with us. Okay? Between you and me. You sue me, I give you part of the money, and then between the two of us, we can afford it, even though that doesn't make sense because it's not like more money magically materialized. You just took it from me. I never claimed to be an expert in math anyway, so don't judge me for that. Don't I have a negative balance after paying for school supplies and new wardrobes for the kids? Yes, I do. Oh, well. Negative balance just means they owe you. Think of it that way, Panda. They owe you. So, you're the one who's you're taking the hits, you're sticking your neck out for everyone else. That just means
Prepare for entry.
I really hope they don't stand on the other side of the store. Please, for the love of God, stay on this side. Okay, cool.
In position.
The doors are already open, so just have them
Open and clear.
enter.
Will do.
Taking fire!
Contact eliminated.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Stack
Oh,
up.
this is the...
I'm in control! You hear me, Irina, you
Take him
prick?
out first.
You don't get us
Take
out of
him
this
out
fucking
second.
tower!
Copy
I
that.
swear to God, I'll kill your little prize! Tell
Open and
Irina you
clear.
wanna live.
On it.
Please.
Engaging.
I swear, if my teammates had been a second slower, I would have been done.
Clear.
Dr. Williams, are you hurt?
Never mind that. You need to get me to safety.
It's,
There's a bomb in this building.
Bomb.
The micropulse.
Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Witcher, Elder Scrolls mixed with the ridiculousness of Japanese RPGs. Amazing focus on characters and relationships. Yes, I would agree. I've had experience playing The Witcher and the Elder Scrolls.
Where's the MPB?
So I can personally attest, especially The Witcher, man. That's one of the most inspiring games I've ever played.
We're going after the bomb.
Just the build up over the course of the story, the relationship between Geralt and Ciri and Yennefer, everyone. I think it's fantastic. What are your thoughts on the new changes with the Witcher TV series? How Henry Cavill is not going to be coming back anymore. I think they're kind of dunsies. I can't imagine them recovering from this. No disrespect to Liam Hemsworth, but I don't think he quite fits the bill for the role. And I mean, maybe he doesn't really care. Like, he's getting a sick film gig and he's going to get paid. Like, nothing to complain about. Might get a little backlash, but oh well. But as a series, I don't think it's going to do as well now that its main protagonist is gone. Because to my understanding, I didn't watch the most recent season, but they did not even focus on Geralt so much anymore. It was basically the adventures of Ciri and Yennefer with their great old companion Geralt, even though the show is literally called The Witcher. So, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. JK, all my bills are paid. I just can't do anything fancy. Well, that's good. That's responsible because Panda, there are lots of people whose bills aren't paid and they are still going out and flexing how they have such a nice car on Instagram.
Entry.
And I'm just thinking,
In position.
what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? 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 Why are you doing this? What are you... What are you thinking? Why? And I don't get it. It just seems so silly to me. It's so goofy. You know, you're trying to get some short-term clout at your own long-term expense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, people cannot value others' opinions this much. I'm sorry, this is a sore topic for me. There's so many goofy things that people do for clout. Like streaming Rainbow Six Vegas on a Wednesday.
Stack up.
Why do I feel all turned around? Wait. No, you guys need to go through this door. This doesn't make sense. You have these Dragon Ball Z style fights between dragons and whatnot. Dude. That's sick. That's what's up.
Breach and clear.
Placing charge. Engaging tank.
No way he goes down after I just shoot them in the back.
Or another bad guy.
Can you believe that this game came out before Lady Gaga got famous? It just seems so surreal. Here she is, 37 years old. And this game, which to me doesn't feel like it came out that long ago, came out before she was famous in her 20s. Younger than me.
Help him up.
Like, man, life really goes by super fast. Speaking of Lady Gaga, there's a reason I made her the thumbnail of this video. I was watching some old interviews, delving into the Lady Gaga lore, because as you guys know, I'm a huge fan. The main reason being is I feel like her rise to fame, unlike a ton of artists, was surprisingly organic. It was exceptionally organic. In fact, there were many instances, and there's lots of reasoning as to why she shouldn't have gotten famous. And among those reasons are she was not conventionally attractive in the way that the labels thought she needed to be to really have an audience and be successful and have a following. And I thought it was such a breath of fresh. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's still like, she's prettier than, she is exceptionally pretty. She just doesn't fit the standards that you would usually require. In the same way that runway fashion has very strict standards for how the models look. But one of the reasons she was able to surpass all of this was because of this mindset that I was talking about at the beginning. She showed up for any and every performance she could get her hands on. She has a work ethic, or I should specify, she had a work ethic in that time period that I don't think I genetically have the ability to achieve. I mean, maybe I do, but she was doing background work. She was doing reality TV. She was performing at clubs. She was getting fake IDs to perform at other clubs. Just insanity. Absolute insanity. She is a genuinely talented artist. No auto-tune, no lip sync. Well, I mean, maybe there's some auto-tune in, like obviously her songs are produced. Let's not be all naive here. But no lip syncing. And I think what stood out to me really strongly is the fact that when I did theater in high school and college, there was a certain vibe, a certain atmosphere that you got being around theater geeks and theater nerds, like people who genuinely are interested in that stuff. And it's a lot different from famous actors and famous successful artists, right? There is a disconnect there. And the reason for that is because while a lot of them are very talented, they also meet certain personality and physical trait requirements that the labels and studios look for. And a lot of theater nerds don't necessarily have those traits. Lady Gaga is a theater nerd who made it. In my eyes, she is one of those dweebs who got all the way to the end and was really 100% all about the art, the creation, and is probably that mindset is the reason that she made it, because there were 100,000 reasons as to why she shouldn't, based on their requirements and their gatekeeping. And let me tell you, back in 2007, 2008, you didn't have TikTok to blow you up. You had performing live and being seen by as many people as possible and being watched on or listened to on MySpace. Those were the ways. And we didn't have streaming service like we do now. Not that those necessarily help nowadays. I mean, they can. But talk about someone who is grinding, man. Like she was equivalent to, you take any of these top Radiant players on Valorant and you compare their ability to what she was doing as an artist, it's basically the same thing. Like if you have no life playing video games, that was her. She had no life performing. And I have mad respect for that, because to me, that's kind of on par with the way Kobe was. And I thought Kobe was a phenomenal athlete, like a real great model to look up to of achieving excellence, because that man was a real freaking basketball nerd. Getting up at 4 or 5 a.m. to play basketball or like to do drills, that's cringe. That's so cringe. And I love it. And his teammates weren't doing that. Maybe some of them were, like some of them were inspired to. But it's just like he was doing the goofiest things to be the best player ever. And I love that so much, because I feel like sometimes I have that same mindset, even though I definitely don't put in the same amount of hours. But I think when someone's intentions are so pure and aspirational, it's like, dude, that's when the fairy tale comes alive.
Open and clear.
I feel like Gaga and Bryant represent the fairy tales of their respective industries. Like, it was the person who worked really hard and got what they deserved. And that happens less than you think, like far less than you would hope for. So that's just me. If the kids are being brought along, I just need you to know, all to know, you'll be responsible for them, and I'm going to live the life that I deserve, aka naps and snacks and silence. Hold up. We're going to go to Vegas and you're going to be back at the hotel room? No. Look, we're all going to the rooftop restaurant. No questions asked, Panda. We're all getting out. We can't stay because I will not be happy. Okay? We can relax at the airport, but not when we get to the place. Okay, maybe we can relax by the pool. That actually sounds kind of nice, but not for the whole time, because I want us to make the most of our time there. Look at this guy. Look at this nerd. Are they holding? Yeah, they're holding. Look. He doesn't know what's about to hit him. I wish there was a melee in this game. Oh!
Yeah, it was.
That scared me.
Back on me.
Regrouping.
Yeah, Henry genuinely was a fan. That's why I'm also a huge fan of him too. He played the games to prep for the role. That was something I thought of, but never thought anyone did. And he did it. And I'm like, you're the best. You're the coolest guy ever. This guy has proven that video games can be a form of role prep for a film or a TV series in this case.
Stack up.
He almost missed the call to Superman because he was playing World of Warcraft. Like, how much more base can you get than that? That's the only way I know how to live with threats and ultimatums. Oh, okay, Poppy. All right, Poppy. Listen, I know there are some things you want to accomplish. You need to work on them, Poppy. You can't just sit around, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to be very mad. I'm going to stop calling you Poppy, okay?
Open and clear.
Will do.
Oh.
Threat neutralized.
Oh, that's my teammate. I swear, this guy didn't appear on the radar.
Reloading.
Oh, he's up here.
Say to him.
On it.
Yes, Elias, we're going to Vegas. Dude, come on, let's go. We're booking our flights right now. You see, what I'm doing right now is actually, I'm not playing a game. This is a virtual simulator of our next destination. Ignore the explosion over there. To show us what it'll look like when we go to the different venues and amenities, okay? Like you can see there's this explosive in the middle. There's a camera that's meant to record it. There's some, you know, like it's just airsoft. Like they have indoor airsoft as well. And don't mind this, they actually allow you to sleep on the floor when you get to the location because it can be a little tiring. These floors are made out of Tempur-Pedic mattresses, so you can relax while you're walking around with your airsoft gun and going to get a cocktail. And see, they don't even have bartenders here. They just allow you to self-serve. You pay one lump sum when you show up to the hotel, and then you can just grab whatever you want. And you can tell there's a lot of guys who are just chilling. They're laying on the floor because they're really tired after a long day of playing. It's a pretty great experience. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Roger that. SWAT secured Williams, so we're done here. Make your way to the roof.
I don't gamble, but I'll take the 1K and go shopping. That's fair. Have you ever gambled, Panda? I heard he's giving you 1,000 to blow at the... who? Not me. I need to pay for the trip, dude. Which is probably going to cost way more than 1K. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, we're going back upstairs. We got to backtrack here. I mean, to be fair, Panda, I don't gamble much either. Like I've gone once. I've played a little bit of I think it was I played blackjack, and that was it. I played a couple slots. That was it. I just do it for fun. I have no dreams of grandeur. I have no inkling that I'm going to get famous at the slots, since we already know the house always wins. Welcome to Kick. But I think that we have, you know, we can still have a good time. I'm a huge fan of Cirque du Soleil. You guys want to go see some Cirque du Soleil shows? Kaz, one of my biggest inspirations. Dude, these guys have invaded Vegas for, it feels like over 24 hours at this point. How is it that we still have people in these buildings? I don't understand. What about drag shows? Can I go? Yeah, that's fine. We can go to drag shows. I've never been to one in Vegas. The only one I've been to was on, I think it was 2nd Street in Long Beach. But yeah, if that's what you want to do, then let's do it.
Logan, it's Irina.
Poppy.
She's asking to speak with you.
Play with us next time and you'll see how Rome calls me.
Handy locator.
Yeah, Elias, do you ever play Overwatch?
Put her on.
We gotta hop on one time. Guys, I actually convinced Jesse to download it. So maybe we'll be able to play Overwatch with
Cut the shit. I want
technically
my man
I could have a full Bosco lineup on Overwatch. We have myself, Will, Elias, Ryan, and Jesse. Dude, we could have the alumni OG stack. I think that would be pretty great. Makes my heart flutter and I get headshot. Okay, well, I'll stop in the instance that it's distracting you and you're getting hit by Widowmaker. I know she's really attractive and, you know, it's hard not to look at her, but she's also really deadly. There's a reason they call her Widowmaker. So I was kind of good at poker because I always look slightly confused. Well, yeah, that is a good thing. One of my mom's former coworkers was really good at poker, and he would go to the casino, like he would wear his glasses and he would sit down at the table and kind of act like he didn't know what was going on. Like he would like slightly spill his drink, or he would readjust his glasses or they'd fall off his face. And then he would just play like a demon and win cash while he was there. It's pretty great. That's the real mental game strategy. I've never played it. Oh, you got to hop on with us. It's free to play now. I was never a fan of Overwatch, but Will seduced me and convinced me to try it. And he's a really... I just gotta say real quick, guys, shout out to Will for being one of the most pleasant in-game teammates I've ever had. Like, just... You never don't want to play with him. he would hit me up before saying, hey, let's hop on, let's play Overwatch, let's play something. And I was like, maybe later, maybe another time. Like I was always like delaying it because I didn't want to play Overwatch. I had never really played with Will before. Like I knew Will from high school, but I had never played games with him. And now that he finally got me to hop on and play, I just can't, like, I'm going to get off and play with him as soon as the stream is over. There's no way I'm not going. You can't convince me not to. He's going to tell me he has work to do and he can't play. I'm going to say no. I'm going to call whoever he's working with, his client, his boss, whoever, and say, I need this man to get on Overwatch right now to carry me in quick play. Not even ranked, just quick play. Oh, by the way, this is the new season, right? So technically we can play. Oh. Why would you stick your head up like that without shooting? That's kind of crazy. Are teammates still posted up here? Yeah, they are. I'm gonna play along the left side tape.
Contact Tango. Hostile down. Tango neutralized.
Nice kill. Just keep moving on up. I'm at work, LOL. I'm going to a wake dinner afterwards for a relative who passed. My condolences, Elias. In regards to your availability, Elias, are Tuesdays still the best day for you to hop on when we can play? Because I miss running it with you, and I think it would be great if we could get the whole gang on to run it. So just want to check and confirm. 'Cause I feel like it's been years at this point since we all played. It was back when Warzone was popular. Which, by the way, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm so glad we don't play Warzone anymore. It was fun sniping, and it was cool running it with you guys, but just the actual mechanics and gameplay, man, I couldn't stand that. Couldn't stand it. So frustrating, and it felt so random. Also, because it was a battle royale. I think I'm specifically prejudiced against battle royales because I don't like the randomness element of it. I can put up with Overwatch. One, because it's a 5v5 team-based game, and two, especially because it has respawns. I can jump back into the fray. I can warm up. I can start to get my rhythm every single game I play. Yesterday, Panda and Will are my witnesses. I got 5 play of the games as Widowmaker. Like, dude, life accomplishments right there. I ticked something off of my bucket list after that point. It's just, how do you top that? I agree. It's been nice. It's been refreshing to play a different game, to have a different group going. And I'm also really grateful for our Sunday streams because I know every opportunity is going to be fresh and it's going to be new and exciting when we go live to see what's going to happen. Oh, did that guy fall off? Yes, Tuesdays are. Okay, good to know. Don't rat me out. Or as if, you know what's crazy to me, Will, is some people in the past have said some pretty personal work experiences on stream. And look, the chances that anyone from their work is going to watch this are abysmally low. To my detriment. It would be an accomplishment if their boss came onto the stream because they're like, oh man, I want to catch the latest Rome stream. And they found out that their employees were talking smack behind their back. Like, I would feel so accomplished. I meant that I had this wide variety of a community. I had these people who, with these degrees of separation, who ran into each other because of my broadcast. Like, you know how sick that sounds? Alas, that'll probably not happen anytime in the near future. Well, you never know. I don't want to jinx anything. Not that I want workers to rat each other out on a broadcast, but I would love for them to all be interested in watching the broadcast. But anywho, so some people have shared stuff on stream. I'm like, dang, these VODs get saved, right? Like, that's can be watched later. Not that anyone's going to, but they exist permanently. Unlike Twitch. It's all good, though. No one knows the actually, they don't know your username, so it doesn't matter. What am I talking about?
damn.
I'm the one being paranoid. I also have Fridays off now instead of Thursdays. Ah, okay, so Tuesdays and Fridays. Good to know. No, I got it wrong. The season is launching in US time. Have to wait one more day. Oh, dude, that's fine. That means we get to chill even longer. More quick play. Say less. Rome Season 5 of Warzone 2 is out now with the updates. It's actually decent. I don't know how I feel about the adjective decent. Wait, no. Adverb? Adjective? Whatever. Decent. Not exactly inspiring. So what would you prefer, Apex or Fortnite? Neither. Oh. Okay, my head actually hurt after that. I feel like why did I do that? I feel like Apex has a higher skill ceiling. Like I'm actually testing my ability, whereas Fortnite is just a goofy third-person shooter. But yeah, I would say Apex, but Apex definitely is way harder in my opinion. I thought those barrels were explosive, but I guess I was wrong.
Smash and clear.
Roger that.
Dude, if I gifted you Modern Warfare 2, would you play with me? Don't I already have it? Isn't it free? I've played Warzone 2. I'm telling your boss. Dude, there's a clip on my Discord, and the title of it is Rome Hates His Boss. And it's just my words being redubbed to sound like I'm saying I hate my boss, except it doesn't sound like it at all.
Regroup on me.
So I'm not worried, okay? You can't threaten me. Well, I'm not trying to overhype it. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Let's just say Josh and I had a lot of fun playing it yesterday for a few hours. Thinking about it. I really have to consider it. Roaming out, having a... Yeah, I kind of regret having that freak out.
Shit! Here! Take him down! I'm
Engaging
Not up.
Tango. On the tag.
So you rappel
Move
down here?
Timing down.
Yeah, I'm recovering here for a second. Actually, you know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some more. It's probably a good idea.
Lost contact. In position.
I'd be down to play on Friday. You guys wanna run it? Now we go into the dark abyss. Yeah, I'm good. I just needed to get some water because I did that thing in Tropic Thunder that I can't repeat on stream. Anyone who's seen that movie knows what I'm talking about. Wait a second. Where do we go? We go upstairs? Oh, no. We go this way.
With pleasure.
Go! Go! Shit!
Eliminated.
I love how the night vision somehow reduces the range at which I can see. Which doesn't help at all when they can see you at a farther distance.
They got me pinned!
Engaging taking fire.
He had to... Was I really... No, I didn't. Was I really that long? No way. I went and did a diddle, and I washed my hands and drank some water. Do I need to time myself next time so it's not so long? Also, I love the fact that I needed to specify that I washed my hands. Like, it's an uncommon thing.
Trouble! Look out! Trouble!
Cover me.
The brain shake forced you. Yeah, it really did. I kind of had a whole every organ stage in my body went to the next one immediately after doing that factory reset on my brain.
Information contact. Tango. Engaging Tango.
Did a diddle. I don't remember. I thought that was like a common thing. I mean, if you drink olive oil daily, the poops are... Panda, I don't know why you think those things are related. It's not prune juice. That's not... It doesn't...
That's a no-go.
I can tell you from personal experience and research that drinking olive oil has had zero effect on my bowel movements. I'm sorry, it hasn't. It hasn't had any effect.
I cannot comply.
Why are you standing there?
In
Use the rope.
position.
Break out the rope.
Oh my goodness. Okay, finally.
Go down.
In position. Hey, getting rope burn.
It's like a slip and slide. Oh god, I don't want... Okay, I'm never mentioning olive oil again. That just... Ugh.
Position.
You know how people like run their fingernails along chalkboards? That's what this whole conversation is making me feel. Oh man, I'm gonna go drink some olive oil. I'm just kidding. I need to do that later.
Lost contact.
Consider I'm an immature man-child and never heard of a diddle. I don't think it's a common phrase. Has anyone else heard of that? Am I the only one? Sometimes I just make up words, Elias. It's okay. It may not be you. Or I'll take words that have completely unrelated meanings and use them because they sound like they're appropriate. I'm definitely guilty of doing that. Like, just because you have a large vocabulary doesn't mean that you use it correctly. I'm those people. So many typos that says I'm not even gonna bother correcting.
Hostile pacified. Reloading. Mag change.
Oh my god. I'm so glad I can't hear it right now, Panda, because I'm in physical pain. In fact, if anything is causing my bowel movement, it's my discomfort right now at reading whatever is to the left of my head right now.
Go, go.
Heading out.
And I'm not going to look any further. I'm going to progress through this next area so I don't get popped.
Contact.
while I'm trying to play this game. Getting distracted.
Double time.
I move up the team there. Clear the area. We can hear the voices, but they're not showing up as blips on the radar for some reason. Guess it's nothing. Here's tons of gunfire and people dropping and screaming. And they're just saying, yeah, it's nothing.
Hustle.
Over there, Roger.
So realistic. Umbrella, what's up? Why is the bedtime vision terrible? I mean, that's technically correct, right? Like, you only use it at bedtime. This is actually thermal vision. This is the bedtime vision. It's even worse, in my opinion, because look how far you can see. It's like the pillar is just barely coming into frame. Like, that guy almost got me. The thermal looks way better. It actually highlights the enemies in a bright color that you can lock onto with your aim. So, that's why I exclusively use this.
Tango down.
Anyone else?
Go.
Heading out.
Reminds me of the Princess Bride.
Flashbang.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Reloading.
Woo!
Holding.
Oh man, you guys are awesome. We have the perfect chat composition this evening. I love it.
Goodbye.
Thank God we made it.
Out of here yet. One last thing to take care of. Not for me. I am done. I'm on the first
Prepare for entry.
Backing up.
What's next?
Where is it?
Reloading.
Hey, my employer likes to remain below the radar.
Position.
Employer?
On
Aren't you
it.
working for Irina? Like I said,
Yeah, we'll get in Discord and stream Rome stream so we can add all colorful commentary and laugh together. You know what I'm realizing now? I need to hire, and I don't know if anyone in chat is interested
Placing charge.
or knows someone who might be interested, but I'm seriously considering hiring someone to edit clips for me part-time. Like, just every stream get 3 to 5 clips that I can post on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, wherever, so that I always have content coming in. Because yeah, I definitely need it.
Get over here.
Sir.
Stack up.
And you never know what's gonna pop, and you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and there's a lot of shots I haven't been taking lately. Let's frag this.
Frag and clear.
Frag and clear. Running low on grenade. Defensive position. Hostile eliminated. Gee,
Ding! Wait, are there 2 guys there? He just 1v2'd them.
Feeling better?
Thank you.
Bedtime vision is what I have about an hour into my workday.
You're good. On your feet.
Christ, that hurt.
Oh, so thank you for reminding me. I still have bedtime vision once in a while, but
Prepare for
the sleep has really made a big difference. Like, it's way more infrequent, and usually after 10 minutes bedtime vision is gone. So
breach and clear.
you know,
Placing charge.
anyone want to start a 5 a.m. routine?
Engaging Tango.
Oh crap, I have to break this window.
Clear.
You've looked into that for your builds? What, like a night vision PC? What are we talking about?
Get over here.
Oh, well, I can't help you with that.
On your
Oh, you mean, oh, sorry. I'm like thinking of 2 different things. You're talking about getting an editor. Yeah, it's not cheap. Actually, I did find someone on Discord who said they do it for free, but I was a little skeptical. So, I'm busy being the mom of the president of your fan club and mod. Yeah, I know, Panda. I know. That's a whole job. I wish I had the means to pay you just for doing that. You know, that's why it's so hard to you know, it's hard to build a brand, so to speak, when you can't hire anyone. So let's just enter
Open and
this.
clear.
on it.
there anyone else? No. I just saw a video about how terrible it is to sleep on your belly, and that's literally the only position I can sleep in. Really? That's so interesting. That's the most uncommon sleeping position too.
Me.
They say the best is sleeping on your left side because of your organ positioning. Second best is right. And then third best is on your back, but then sleeping on your stomach. What if you... Have you ever thought of sleeping on your side, Elias, but then like pressing something up against you, like a pillow or something to support you? Because, I mean, I do sometimes enjoy sleeping on my stomach, even though I know it's bad, but I'm more inclined to sleep on my side when I have something else like applying pressure. That makes sense. I mean, for clips, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little slow, it seems. Yeah, I think it would be great to have that, but what were some of the prices you came across, Elias? I'm curious, and where were you looking when you were checking for hiring? Okay, where's that? Looks like we're heading back closer to the casino. Is there a perfect sleep position? So the optimal sleep position is on your side with a pillow between your knees because it provides better support for your back. That is the technically most correct, healthy sleep position you can be in. On your back works too.
Prepare for entry.
In fact, if you have issues with your skin on your face and you want to avoid making contact with oils on your pillow or on the fabric, anything like that, sleeping on your back is better. The biggest downside to sleeping on your back, though, is you have a higher chance of sleep paralysis. And for those of you who've experienced it, I'm one of them. It is freaking terrifying. It's like one of the most terrifying experiences you can go through outside of having a real near-death experience. It's pretty awful. How is he down, dude? If I played on a lower difficulty, would they just live longer, or why is this so hard? All these guys do is curse over and over again. They don't actually make plays.
He needs attention now.
Where is this?
See to him.
I think we can go for the res, honestly. Oh. Or not. He's being shot at. Oh, he's... Oh! Okay, I gotta get down there fast. ASAP. Hang on, let's switch to our smokes. Where's our smokes? Here. Cool. I'm gonna toss that. I'm gonna go for the res on Michael first. I threw that too short. That's okay.
Feeling better?
Yeah, my CPU does need a reboot. I think there's one more guy at the back. Wait, whoops. I'm holding the wrong button. Ah, I didn't mean to throw that. Problem is I held down the Q key, and there's no way to undo it once you've held it down. Just, you're screwed.
Fall in.
I used to only be able to sleep on my belly until I kind of just forced myself to sleep on my back, and after that, it wasn't so bad. Yeah, man, that goes with so many things related to sleep. Like, if you have really bad sleeping habits, it's incredibly hard to get good ones. The first few times is just pure struggle. I know in all the times that I've fallen off and then tried to get back onto my sleep routine, it's pure pain. But then once you do it, once you finally get the hang of it, it always gets easier. The habits, as long as you're reinforcing good posture habits throughout the day, and you're getting sunlight early in the day and then maybe a little bit in the evening, it makes sleeping way easier. People underestimate. They think it's just a matter of, oh, well, I go to bed at a decent time, I lay down, and then it'll happen. It really doesn't. Going to sleep and getting quality sleep in the right amount of hours is all predicated on the actions you take throughout the day. Like, no joke. You have to treat it like a sport that you're prepping for all day long. And that seems kind of inconvenient, but for me, I think it's completely worth it. Like, my quality of life improves 100-fold when I get proper sleep. There's so many medications I don't need to be prescribed because it's all being cured with proper sleep. And I'm, it's not doctor's advice, but just I firmly believe that the biggest epidemic that we're facing as a society is anxiety, mental health issues, being overworked, having poor emotional regulation, and all of that stuff can be attributed to poor sleep, poor athletic performance, waves in mood. Like, it's literally a one size fits all fix if you can get your sleep on track. And yes, I know insomnia is a thing. I've experienced it. I know it's not equally easy for everyone to fall asleep, but if you made it your number one priority, there are things that you didn't know were problems that you'd be solving. It's that powerful. And it seems obvious and just out there in plain sight. Like, everyone tells you need to get more sleep, but when they say it like that, all lectury, then it doesn't seem like it means anything. It's the same idea as you should eat vegetables. It's like, well, why? Eating chocolate or eating a steak sounds way better. Not that steak is necessarily bad for you. It depends how it's prepared. But these expressions have become so common that people don't take them seriously. So I decided to try taking it seriously, and all I can say is it made a tremendous difference. I'm gonna preach and get on my soapbox about sleep every day of the week, because it's huge. A body pillow, yeah, dude. If a body pillow works, get a body pillow. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I wear a sleep mask with headphones. That's what I need. I need the light to be blocked out, and I need to be able to listen to either theta waves or a really soft conversation or soft music and not get shot point blank while I'm scoped in at one guy who's 100 feet away. That's what makes the biggest difference for my sleep. So yeah, if a body pillow is the answer, well, shoot, a body pillow is less expensive than a whole bunch of medication. If that's what you need to fall asleep. Also, having caffeine at the right times of day, all these things play an important factor. It's a lot to think about, and people don't really tell you to think about it. So thankfully, we have really awesome podcasts nowadays by experts who discuss these very specific topics. I'm not even gonna have my teammates exit because they just keep getting clapped as they enter. So I'm gonna stay up here. Yeah, let's get this guy. Recently, I've not been able to sleep well in any position. I've been going to sleep at 1 a.m. and wake up at 4 a.m., go back to sleep, wake up at 6 a.m., and then again at 7 a.m. So, to my understanding, Will, that is based on, or could be based on, a couple factors, okay? A major one that I didn't have control over for the longest time, but then made a big difference when I did, was temperature. So when you go to sleep, your body temperature decreases, or should be decreasing. And this is based on the evolutionary concept that, during night things get colder, and and when things warm up in the morning is when your body is signaled to wake up, okay? So if you can sleep in a room that is 68 degrees approximately, you will have no problem falling asleep. And it is always better. Well, I shouldn't say you have no problem. That's just one avenue. I'll get to the other ones in a sec. But it's way better to sleep in a room that is too cold than one that is too hot. And I'll explain why. Your hands and feet act as portals for temperature. And what that means is if you are under your blankets and it gets really warm and your room is cold and you need to cool down, you will naturally, while you're sleeping or when you're awake, you can decide to do this, stick a hand or stick a leg out from under your blanket and it will restabilize your temperature so it is most optimal for sleeping. In a hot room, you can't do that. If you're under a blanket, you're warm. If you take the blanket off, you're still warm. It is way more uncomfortable than... Whoa, okay. It's way more uncomfortable than sleeping in a room that's cold and then adjusting to that. Okay, so temperature is one facet. I'm gonna have these guys enter now. I think they're good to go. Another one is obviously stress and anxiety. If those things are out of order, then they will wake you up in the middle of the night. But then the third thing is also age. Apparently, as you get older, waking up in the middle of the night is very normal. In fact, it happens to me all the time. I'm always waking up in the middle of the night. What? How am I getting shot? Is this a wall-bangable cover that I'm behind? Dang, there's a lot of mofos in this room. Let's toss a frag in there. I'm genuinely nervous to peek. These guys, their aim is on right now. It may have nothing to do with any of your habits, Will. It may just be that you happen to wake up in the middle of the night. And that is why it's important to compensate for the amount of hours you need to sleep, okay? So if you plan on getting 8 hours of sleep, you should actually be going to bed 9 hours before. For me, my goal is to get at least 7 hours of sleep. So I go to bed 7 hours and 30 minutes. No, 45 minutes before I'm supposed to technically be asleep. They say on average, it should take you about 15 minutes. I feel like that's not true for me. I think it takes way longer for me to fall asleep, depending on how tired I am. But, you know, it's really important. Like, if you could make sleep your #1 priority in life, then I would 100% recommend that you do, because it just, you get better at everything. Get better at gaming, you get better at having a conversation, better at your job, you get less annoyed with things. Everything is just improved. There is literally no downside. You actually have more time. Like, I have 16 hours from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. That's more than me staying up all night goofing around doing nothing, you know? It's 16 productive hours. I mean, some of them are productive, not all of them. Like, I take breaks. But those 16 hours are so much higher quality, you know? And unfortunately, we've always lived in this society where it's like, I'll sleep when I'm dead, or work your ass off and just never sleep. It's like, it's so counterproductive. Like, you're getting way less done and you're enjoying so much less when you live life with that mentality. It just, I can't espouse it at all. Okay, so these two guys again.
Take him out first. He's priority 2. Acknowledged. Open and clear. On it. Contact.
I almost capped my teammate there, but thankfully that worked out. Upwork and Fiverr are good places to look for people, and I believe freelancer.com. I have been on both of those. I definitely feel like Upwork is a little bit more professional than Fiverr. Fiverr is good if you have a basic thumbnail idea you want to get done. The artist I worked with on there, she was really great. I haven't hired any editors from Upwork, but it looks like some of them are up for long-term gigs, which, you know, once I finally get the confidence to follow through on it, I will. And I'll get someone to work on my videos for me. Apparently, there is also a site called YT Jobs, but you have to pay $200 to put your notice out because they only want serious clients up there hiring, not wasting anybody's time. So I'm going to let you all in a little secret the women folk have been keeping from you. Pregnancy pillows, especially for people who prefer to sleep on their back and stomach. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know such a thing existed. It makes sleeping on your side so much more comfy. I'm going to have to check this out, Panda. 68 is too cold? 76 to 78, really? We set this thermostat to 68 every night, but upstairs is so hot we need a new window unit. Well, yeah, that's the problem because heat rises.
Regroup.
You know what would help, Alex? And you probably won't like this idea, but you will become more thermally tolerant if you try taking cold showers. Highly, highly recommend taking cold showers. They never get fun. They never get enjoyable. Well, the aftermath of them feels really good. Like it just, even on days where I don't want to do it and I do it anyway, I feel so much better. Only one time have I ever woken up at 5 a.m. on a winter morning, immediately got in an ice cold shower and survived. Like normally I wouldn't have the mental strength to do that. But the rest of that morning I was alert and I felt warm and there was no AC or anything like that. I just felt good. Because what it does is it triggers the fight or flight response in your body and it shocks it into naturally raising the internal temperature. And so you just feel ready for anything. You do that enough times and then the cold doesn't affect you as much. So even though it was really hot in the house, we would turn on the AC and I would still feel a little chilly, but that chilliness didn't affect me because my body had already been acclimated to taking cold showers. Okay, this is where we died last time, so I'm going to be a little more careful here. Would having a really hot blanket be a good substitute for an 80-degree room? So you're saying if the room is too cold, having a... You can have... Look, the blanket can be as warm as you need, as long as the room is cool enough for you to be able to lower your temperature with your hands or feet. That's really all that matters. Put on as many layers as you need to. Like you want to feel comfortable in bed. You want to feel cozy and comfy. I can probably tolerate higher heat though. Yeah, that's for sure. Have you ever walked outside in 120 plus? I probably have, and I'm trying to think of when. I was in Tunisia over summer a decade ago. I don't think that was 120, but it was pretty hot. It's the hottest desert I've been to. I don't know. Maybe not that high. 120 is pretty high. That's pretty dangerous, actually. Not fun, but I think most people wouldn't even attempt to live here. Yeah, I mean I prefer hot weather over cold, but we're talking like health risks at those levels. I mean, look at what happens in aptly named Death Valley, where we get the hottest temperatures on Earth. I would definitely have a hard time with that. But I would have an easier time with it than living in a place like Alaska. That's for sure. Oh, God, I hate this part. This dude is so annoying.
Free, Gabe.
Stop squirming. Get these cuffs off me.
All right, I just want to hit a checkpoint so I can call it here.
Where the fuck were you? I knew
Chavez
should have put me in charge.
I'm dunsies. What? Dude, really?
Enough, no back.
This right here, A+ storytelling. Just amazing. Amazing narrative.
Where were you?
Gotta love it. So there are three things. I want to end with this here. I want to give you guys a last bit of value. I love all the tangents and conversations we've talked about, but I want to bring it back to, what I'm trying to express to you guys. And one of the things that I've always tried to emphasize in esports is 1, practice, 2, self-study, and then 3, professional study. Okay, so you can sit down all day, read all the books you want, and take all the courses on something that you want to do, but you will never understand what that experience is like until you go out and do it for yourself, right? We've heard this before. And it's true. And it goes for really anything that you do. However, you will only learn at the rate that you're comfortable with if all you do is work. And this is sort of a pitfall that I fall into, where I'm always practicing, but I'm not studying enough.
Okay, time for you to
Okay?
head up to the chopper.
So then step 2, I actually want to switch it up a little. Step 2 is to study people who you believe are experts. And that gives you a gauge for where you can be striving towards and how you want it to, how you want the path to play out. And I think a lot of people do this naturally. If you're a musician, like I know Gaga loved David Bowie and Tony Bennett, and had the fortunate pleasure of being able to work with Tony Bennett. Rest in peace.
Isn't about payback. It's about
And
doing our jobs.
so
We're
I
not
think a lot of
quest for
people are
nostalgia.
fans
Report to the
of,
chopper.
of
Now.
individuals or have idols that they consider to be the experts of their field. So you want to study those people and try to emulate their style. And then what you do is you record your own abilities and what you're working on, and you study it yourself. You make serious notes about all the things that you're doing well and the things that you need to work on, so that the next time you practice, your practice serves a very specific purpose. It's efficient and it's meaningful. That way you're not just going in the dark and just doing things until they work. I mean, there will be a certain element of that at the beginning where you're just trying to get your feet in a position of, okay, like I'm on a platform, I can see where the next platform is, because when you're a total noob, you don't know what anything is supposed to look like. Unless, of course, you're taking the reference from the professional. But, you know, you don't want to copy them per se. Emulating them is good, but you don't want to copy them. You want to find your own unique path. And the only way you can do that is by practicing it on your own. Okay? And this is especially true of things like parkour. You know, the movements happen so quickly that you can't necessarily see what you're doing wrong or feel what you're doing wrong. Unless, one, someone is watching you, or two, the better alternative is having someone record you and then you play back the footage in slow motion. All of those things will help you improve at a faster rate. And obviously that's a lot, and it's easier said than done, but I think those are really useful ways to practice whatever it is that you're trying to do. All right, guys, I am going to call it there. I'm probably going to hop on Overwatch with Poppy for a little bit, if he is still on. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a really, really awesome conversation chatting with y'all and sharing with you some of those tips that I hope were useful, whether it be for working on your next project or at your job or sport if you play any. So thanks, Panda. Appreciate it. Thank you as always. Shout out to Panda for being the most amazing mod, the biggest hype woman of all time. Like, just, you're the best. I would not have probably lasted this long if it weren't for you. I really wouldn't. I don't know if I'd still be streaming if it weren't for you. So thank you, Panda. I know there is important things that I have to share that I should be sharing, but it's easy to get discouraged. And I thank you for always seeing the positive in it when I tend to focus on the negative. So I guess that's the last tip. Surround yourself with people who see the best in you and genuinely want you to succeed, because they're going to carry you through in all reality. Firsthand experience, they'll carry you through. Okay? Be gentle with yourselves, guys. And as always, if you want to talk about this more, shoot me a message on Discord or post something in our server, and we'll make it happen. Okay, I want my Discord to be filled with people with big dreams and aspirations, who are talking to other people with big dreams and aspirations, who are serious about it. You know, who aren't just talking, who actually want to do it and have genuine questions about how they do it, and can get responses from people who have either made that mistake or are going through it right now. So I hope this serves you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have an awesome rest of your week. I will see you on Sunday for our next big stream, which I believe will be Left 4 Dead. Looking forward to that. Much love, guys. Have a great night.